Welcome to a new lesson of HTML and CSS. Well, this is just the basic of HTML and CSS. So, first off, we are going to learn about the HTML. Well, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which is the language used in websites. Okay, so first off, I'm going to do is open up a node tab, or let's say I'm going to open up a textbook. Okay, click on over here, click on text document, and that has been made. So from here, I'm going to type into the index. Okay, but you can see that I have txt over here, which means this is a text, but I don't want that. I'm going to do is type in HTML, and this will turn into something different. Press on yes, and now you can see this has turned into something like this. From here, I'm going to do is right click on it and open up with brackets. This is a text editor which you can use to actually design your website and all of those. Okay, I'm going to do is increase the size. Now you can see that I have opened up this brackets, and I have also this working file which is index. So the first thing we have to learn about HTML is kind of the tags which we call. Okay, first off, let's start off with the HTML tag, which is the main thing. HTML, which is going to be this, close the bracket, and you also have the closing tag. You can see that both of them are covered with this tag. Okay, but the last one has the slash, and that is the closing tag. Let's say I have already HTML. Now I'm going to type in the heading, the head tag. So if you want to put in headings, you can type in your head tag. Let's say I'm going to do is close it too, and you can also see the head tag also has the ending tag or the closing head tag. Now the next one is going to be the body tag. So if you want to add in heading, you're going to put it over here in between this opening and this closing one. And after you're done with that, done with the heading, I'm going to do is open it up or go over there and put in the body tag. Click on here, body. I'm going to do is close it. Now inside the body, I'm going to put in the heading, which is going to be a bit different. Okay, so I'm going to do is start typing in our text. So in the body, I'm going to do is type in, let's say I'm going to do is use this content of H1. Well, H1 refers to the content or the caption or what size it's going to be. It stays from H1 to H6. You can use whichever one you want and see how it actually looks like. From here, I'm going to do is type in H1. Let's say I'm going to do is close it up. And let's say I'm going to type in, this is an HTML and CSS lesson. Okay, now we have it H1 and closing H1. So this is how it will actually work. Now you can put in the content in your head tag, or such as CSS sheets in your head tag, but body is going to be something different. Okay, it's going to be the content which you can see in specific sites. So I'm going to do is show it to you right now. I'm going to do is click on file, click on save. I'm going to do is minimize it, don't close it up. I'm going to open it up on website. Now you can see this is an HTML and CSS lesson. You have it on this web page. Okay, I'm going to close it up, close the other ones, and this is how your web page now looks like. You can see that I have this index.html. So I'm going to do is minimize this too. I'm going to go over to brackets and open it up. Now you can add in more contents over here. You can put in whichever type of content you want to put. Let's say you can put in meta. You can put in JPG, whichever file, whichever document you want to put, and all of them will appear over here, which is also called the boilerplate, which is the repetitive starter code. You can put in more and more content over and over again to make your web page or website better. But first thing you have to keep another thing in mind is going to be the doctype HTML, which you can put. So let's say I'm going to do is keep a space over here. And on the first one, we are going to type in doctype. Keep it to be this punctuation mark. Now keep the doctype. What it does over here is that it specifies the specific type of HTML you're using. So from here, what we're going to do is put in doctype, then put in HTML. Now, as I have my doctype HTML, now I'm going to do is close it up. Now I have the doctype HTML to be 5. Okay, now I'm going to put up some, let's say basic type of things which you can use in HTML. Now, let's say I'm going to put in some paragraph content. So after H1, let's say I'm going to put in the code or put in the tag, which we call to be P, which stands for paragraph. So I'm going to do is open up P. I'm going to do is keep it like this. Now let's say I'm going to type in, let's say this is the paragraph list, or let's say this is the paragraph. That's it. Now what you're going to do is click on save. And I'm going to go over there, open up this, and you can see this is the paragraph that has appeared over here. Well, you can use it for various purposes, but you can also like use other ones. But first off, I'm going to do is go over to brackets again. And from here, I'm going to put up another one. Let's say this is H1. But the last one I'm going to use is going to be, let's say I'm going to just keep it right over here. Keep it here. I'm going to do is take it above. And I'm going to do is take it above too, so that it takes a bit of like less space. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now from here, I'm going to do is hit on skip or hit on this. I'm going to do is open up H2 and see how it actually works. Let's say I'm going to type in the same content. This is an HTML and CSS lesson. I'm going to do is save it up, go over there, open it up, and you can see how it actually changes from H1, H2, and you can do the same thing up till, you know, H6. Okay, now you can see this is the first one, this is the third one. Okay, so I'm going to do is, you know, like do the same thing over and over again and do some attributes by using HTML. Okay, you can put up bold, italic, and all of those together. Okay, so from here, let's say I'm going to type in more contents, or let's say more, you know, usable things. So I'm gonna, from here, I'm going to type in after P, I'm going to, let's say this. Okay, I'm going to type in this is a paragraph, but before that, I'm going to add in underline over here. So if you want to add an underline, you have to open up a bracket over here again. Let's say I'm going to type in U, close it, and I have this U tag. Let's say I'm going to do is copy this, copy the whole thing. This is the paragraph. There's Control X. You can put it up here. This is the paragraph. I'm going to do is click on save and open it up index. You can see now this is underlined. Okay, you can use a bold and all of those too. So I'm going to do is cut it up. I'm going to go over to brackets again. And from here, I'm going to type in strong and EM. Strong stands for bold, and EM, you will make it italic. But make sure to put the content in between the tags and keep it to be perfectly placed. Let's say I'm going to do is type in strong over here. STRONG. I'm going to do is close it up. You can see the strong is over here. I'm going to put the same thing or put another one. Let's say I'm going to put in another bracket. Let's say EM. Close it up. You can see EM has opened up too. So I'm going to do is copy this or cut this up. Control X. I'm going to put it in between EM. Control V. And now I have it. I'm going to do is close or save it up first. Minimize it. Open it up. And you can see that this is also bold, italic, and also underline. So this is how you'll be able to use HTML for web development. Okay, this is just the basic of HTML. So as this is just the HTML, now I'm going to show you a couple of basics or how you'll be able to open up CSS. First off, I'm going to do is minimize it again and go over to folder. I'm going to right click on it, and from here I'm going to click on new. I'm going to go over to text document, and I'm going to do is type in to be, let's say, CSS, or not CSS, let's say type in to be styles. That is what actually styles or CSS is used for. You'll be able to modify all the content in your specific HTML file. So here, type in CSS, hit on enter, and it will turn into a CSS file. You can see from over here. Now what you're going to do is open it up with brackets or whichever text document or text content editor you are using. Now you can see style has opened up. Now here from styles, you are going to pop that up of style CSS on index, and then you'll be able to apply all of the changes in styles and apply it directly on index, or just use that link of, you know, CSS file, put it on HTML, and all the content will be changed according to the styles which you put on CSS. Well, it's a bit of like complex on CSS and a bit of complex when you put it on index, because that takes up a lot of time. Okay, but if you want to like learn more about it, there is going to be another lesson where I'm going to be showing you how you'll be able to use CSS and index both together and put it up on various purposes, and how you'll be able to change those contents. So this is going to be it for this lesson, which is the basic of HTML. Okay, but make sure to like open it up and close it up at the same time. But because if you're not doing that, your website is not going to work. And after you're done with CSS, what you have to do is open up a linking file and then put it up on index. Let's say from here, you're going to put it up over here, and then you are going to get the specific result. So thank you for watching this video and also for staying with us. This is just a basic lesson on how you'll be able to use HTML and some basic ideas about it, and also about CSS. So in this next lesson, I'm going to be showing you, or the next video, I'm going to be showing you how you'll be able to use CSS and HTML both together, cooperating with each other and making a website.